So, what's up? In case you couldn't tell by what I'm wearing, obviously, I'm gonna review Mortal Kombat 2 2026 because there's one thing I like, it's numbers in my title. Let's watch the trailer and then we'll talk about it.
Johnny will definitely die.
Damn, dude, I would be lying. I would be fucking lying if I didn't. If I told you if I didn't, I would be lying if I didn't tell you that on my way to the movies, I was blasting that classic theme song, dude. And I'll let you guys decide in the chat. Should this be a spoiler review? There's full spoilers, and then there's also just like Easter eggs that I noticed. So, in case you don't know and you live under a rock, Mortal Kombat is like this fighting video game where it's like 2D. You know, one guy on one side and then one guy on the other, and they go kapow. And then sometimes they go kapow so hard that their dick explodes and their head falls off, and it's cool. And a guy yells, "Mortal Kombat!" And there's like lasers that go do 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 do. In case you didn't know, so this movie picks up from the last Mortal Kombat movie, where straight up there is a tournament that needs to happen. Every time you win 10 tournaments, you get to be the commander of the realms, dude. And Shao Kahn, or the guy with the skeleton face, I forget his name. I'm a filthy casual when it comes to everything, but that guy, he if he wins one more time, they're gonna take over all the realms. So it's the movie opens focusing, surprisingly enough, on Katana. And I gotta tell you, man, as soon as the movie started, I was like, oh no. It was being really serious. It was a little girl in a fancy dress walking around looking at her dad, who's the king, and it was doing that. It was just like all the worst things of the Star Wars prequel. Like I felt it like just emanating. But then, you know, like there's a fight scene and like there's some blood, and like 70% of the fight scene I did not like in this opening scene. The end of it, I thought, kind of stuck the landing, but it wasn't great. But then, after the title appears, one of my favorite scenes I've ever seen in a video game adaptation happen. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. That is the one thing I'm not going to spoil. One of the best scenes of the year, for sure. Right after Mortal Kombat comes up, and then they have this one scene that plays. And then from there, man, the movie really took off for me. It was a pleasant surprise, man. The biggest surprise, in fact, was that, so I told you the beginning was pretty self-serious, right? It's because they were setting up to actually follow the plot of the game. And it leads to two characters doing things where, remember when we were playing Twisted Metal 4 and they just like were clearly rushing, or maybe they were like on the keyboard, but they were rushing, writing out like this is before AI could generate it for them. So they wrote out some really long story, and then they're like, but all these characters, their paths have to cross. So I guess, Cain stole an amulet at some point, probably, but that amulet is owned by a guy with the two black eyes. Oh, and only he can use, and it's all super contrived, and it feels like you're reading the descriptions of characters in the character select menu, and I really appreciated that, because even though the tone is all over the place, there's amazing attention to detail that I will get into in some spoilers after I give my thoughts. And there's just some good funny stuff in it. And there's also great just visuals besides like some clever writing. This movie actually kind of achieves that thing that people talk about. It's like, don't try and make a bad movie. You'll just make a bad movie. But there's something very endearing about this movie where I can see people hating it, but at the same time, like, the movie never introduces Sonya Blade properly. Like, this movie has like 20 characters, and it's too much. Like, Sonya Blade, if they gave her name, I missed it. And I think that stuff like that is a problem because she's a prominent character. But I think that because the movie moves at a certain pace, and it kind of has become the movies that inspired it in the beginning, those kung fu movies, wire fu movies from way back in the day that are over the top, cheesy, fire dragons, throwing knives, cutting people's heads off and shit. That's what this is, man. And I think there's something really beautiful about that. But at the same time, like, the script is not the best it could have been. There's some characters that's like, oh, damn. Looks like he's busy for the whole movie, huh? Oh, damn, dude. Looks like they gotta stop being in the movie now. There's a lot of like obvious like characters that weave in and out, but I had a blast watching this. I don't think it's great. On the double toasted scale, I'd give it a high matinee because I think it's a lot of fun. Drinking and watching this with your friends who know Mortal Kombat, a fucking heaven, dude. This might be the best Mortal Kombat. This is the best Mortal Kombat movie. This one, I think, surpasses the one from the 90s. If not surpasses, it is up there with it. Because the aesthetic of the movie, I think they really nailed it. I think that whatever they were going for, to me, they pulled it off. Where it has this endearing cheesiness to it. And the movie is kind of bad, but like the flaws in it kind of give it a charm. Please tell me the Cole character got. So now I'm going to go into spoilers. First of all, that character Cole that they wrote for the movie fucking dies, dude. He fucking dies, okay? They take a hammer and they squash his head and then they push him into a pool of acid, dude. Favorite part of the movie, by far. Favorite part of the movie, at one point, Johnny Cage is like, he lost a fight, dude, and he's just like, and like, it's the moment where like the person fighting him, Katana, is supposed to kill him, and he just like falls over, and it's exactly like how it is in the game because you have a short window to do your fatality. That I lit up for that. That was incredible. Like, shit like that is like stand up fucking applause. No, yeah, I mean, really, you get it, right? It's like, fine. And so the second scene in the movie, dude, is this action scene from a Johnny Cage movie, and it's It's so good. It's so good. I thought it was just absolutely amazing. Like, none of the punches connect. It looks like total crap. Like, oh my God, I want to see that movie. And another spoiler is, so when they introduce Baraka, he's like part of like an Aboriginal tribe, but like Baraka immediately after he fights Johnny Cage becomes obsessed with Johnny Cage. And like at the end of the movie, there's this cute scene where they're sitting around a fire. It was probably a stinger at one point, but they just put it in the movie because it's so good. Where Baraka is just like fanboying out to Johnny Cage, and it's kind of fun. I really think that the movie's cool, man. I liked it. I think that they did. I think there's movie magic happening. I'll say it, man. I think that the Street Fighter movie is going to be exactly the same. So I hope the Street Fighter movie's better, but I think that the movie is going to be quite similar. Anyway, I have a meeting with a man in a hat, if you don't mind. So I guess IGN was wrong. Hold on. What did IGN say before we end the YouTube video? Gary was like, and okay, clip. What did IGN say? 2 out of 5. IGN is a 2 out of 5 website. This actually could be a next video, I guess. How are they consistently missing so hard? You know, I said I needed to email the editor-in-chief, but maybe we'll just post this video instead. IGN, what are you freaking doing, dude? What is wrong with you guys, man? I don't understand this shit where you guys are trying so hard to be liked that you're not giving fair takes to things. IGN should be the hub. It should be the place where everyone can congregate and be like, what did you think of this game? And the voice of IGN is a snob. And I think that sucks, dude. Nobody likes that. That's coming from a guy that looks like a frickin' doofus that said frickin' twice, dude. Yeah, I'm also playing this 7 out of 10 game of the year, Saros. You know, this, and Mouse, you know, another 6 out of 10 game. I really think that this desperate attempt, yes, that really is what it seems like. Yeah, I mean, really. That is, it seems like desperate attempts to rage bait to rage bait Reddit. Really? In 2026, man? IGN, call me, all right? Let's talk. I can help. But what you guys are doing right now, no one's going to respect that. People won't think you're sucking up if you like things. It's cool to like stuff, man. Dude, the IGN officers are probably like, yo, man, you better not say that you like that Mortal Kombat movie. The comment's going to say you gay. Saros is gay. The sun is forever. Yeah, buttholes are the shape of the sun. Pfft, gay dudes like that. Pfft. 7 out of 10. Pfft. And the thing is that the reality is Mortal Kombat's probably like a 3 out of 5 on their scale. But, you know, they're going with the shitting on it angle. And I think that's lame. I think of all the people, when I really think about it for more than 30 seconds, it's crazy that the Mortal Kombat movie could go over IGN. You know, the people who the industry sees as the expert. That's all I got to say about this. Everybody knows IGN sucks. All right? That's not me. What's the word? Hypothetically. Or whatever the word is that you say to legally protect yourself. Potentially. Whatever you're supposed to say, dude. All I'm saying is, man, yo, it doesn't need to be like this, man. You can hire me. I'll make you better, IGN. Allegedly, but definitely I'll make you better. It's clobbering time, baby. Real thing on TikTok, only on Disney Channel. Just kidding. Allegedly.